Yo, my peoples, what's up? Welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Jason here, and today I have a playthrough for Tiny Epic Zombies. This is a game of brutal survival for 1 to 4 players with many game modes. It has a competitive mode, cooperative mode, solo mode, one versus many mode, all sorts of ways to play Tiny Epic Zombies. I'm going to be playing the solo mode, which is basically co-op with 2 characters. In this game, you are going to be playing survivors in a mall that is being assaulted by zombies. I'm going to try to be completing objectives. These are modular. There's many things that you can do in order to win the game in different iterations. I can escort survivors. I can escort the army in to secure the place. I can discover cures and do all sorts of stuff. I have 3 objectives picked out. Can I complete these 3 objectives before the zombies invade my barricade and destroy me? It will be my pleasure to bring the solo playthrough of Tiny Epic Zombies to you. But before we do that, let's talk about the One Stop Co-op Shop. We are a gaming empire. We have our YouTube channel, which you are on right now. We would really appreciate if you could like the video and subscribe, both to this channel and to the YouTube stream channel. We also have our podcast twice per week. Midweek is special topics, and weekends is focused game coverage of new hotness, old favorites, all sorts of solo and cooperative games. We have our Discord channel, which is an amazing community of people who love solo and co-op. Our Patreon is there for people who want to contribute a little bit more, help us keep the tech upgraded, keep the games flowing for you and your screen. So contribute to the Patreon will get you access to exclusive content, exclusive channels in the Discord. But if you just want to be part of this community, it is free to join. Go ahead and press the link to the Discord channel in the show notes below. We are the One Stop Co-op Shop, your one stop for solo and cooperative gaming goodness. All right, let's jump right in and talk about some character stuff. I've selected the athlete and the photographer. So the way that health tracking works is that I will be interacting with zombies with my knife, interacting meaning killing them. Any interaction with a zombie requires a roll. Sometimes I will get poor rolls, so that will hit me right in my damage. I can also use my pistol to shoot them from a little bit further away, and that will decrease as well. The way that knocking out works is if these 2 trackers are on the same space. So it is not that you get to 9 wounds, is that if you kind of get that together, which represents that you don't have the resources to keep on going. So once that happens, then you will have to return to your home base. You'll lose a life and move on with the game. So we have to be really careful to manage our resources and stay alive. It's a game of brutal survival. Also, every character has special powers. They're going to get items, upgrades along the way, but I will show you that as I go through the playthrough. At the beginning of the game, to complete setup, this is a deck of 24 cards, which represents the timer in the game, and also various bad things that happen. So each character is going to be dealt 1 card that it will have to interact with at the end of their turn. These remain secret until then. So I've chosen 3 objectives for this adventure. As I wander around the dilapidated mall, I have to accomplish these objectives. So the first one is save the stranded. There are going to be some tokens dotted around the board, and I'm going to have to discover them. They could either be a survivor or a zombie, but I won't know until I go and I discover. So it's very exciting. I have to save 4 different stranded denizens. The next objective is that I have to quarantine the affected. In this game, you're going to be murdering zombies all over the place. But for 5 of the individual zombies, I have to quarantine them instead, which is a special, more dangerous combat action. I'll show you that when I get to it, but just know I'm going to look out to quarantine 5 of the zombies that I kill. And the last objective is to assemble an arsenal. I need ammo, and I also need weapons. As I walk around, I am going to be picking up these weapons, which are represented by really snazzy item meeples. Some of the weapons we're going to keep, but some of them I'm going to put in my cache. I need to walk around, find weapons, and store them up before the end of the game. My main opponent is the scientist zombie. All this stuff is relevant to the multiplayer game, so we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to worry about this one top power. So this is a global power that is on for the entire game. If no zombies are killed in a player's turn, add one additional zombie after the end of the turn, which is terrible, which means that this card is leaning me towards a very high mortality type of game. All right, so let's get into the core gameplay. I'm just going to jump right in, start my turns. Hopefully, after a few turns, the mechanisms will emerge for you. So, this game is about movement. Move it, move it, move it. This game wants you to move. So, on your turn, you're going to get 3 movement, and you have to move. You cannot stay in whatever room that you're in. Even if you like your room, even if you have things to do in your room, you have to move just to kind of give you that sense of running away from all the zombies. So normally movement happens in zones. So like I'm in this middle zone and now I'm in the outer corridor of the courtyard, and then another move would bring me here. Notice that there is a wall here. You can move through basically any wall that's connected. So if I'm here, I can move here or here for one move. That would be fine. Kind of representing the idea that the walls are all crumbling. You can kind of make it through everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to execute the power of the athlete. If I start in a room where there is no zombie, then I can move 2 for my initial movement. So I skipped this area and I moved to this room. My second room is going to be here, which whenever you land in a place, you can do whatever powers or other things that are on the board. So just land and do the action and then move on with your turn. In this particular case, this symbol means I just do the thing right away, and it means gain 1 bullet. I just started the game, so my ammo is full. The reason I went that way is because I'm doing the assemble an arsenal objective, which means that I can put the arsenal in the cache. So that I better do that because I need 13 of these things. I know, the motorcycle looks very exciting. I might have to hold off a turn to show people the motorcycle. But I'm going to move here for my last turn, and I'm going to get this zombie. So I am automatically going to kill the zombie no matter what happens on this die roll. So it just depends on what the consequence is. So it could either damage me, it could be nothing, or it could be this awesome one where it's basically an overkill. Like you kill it and then you inspire another movement. That would be cool. Okay, that is great. Nothing happens. I have killed a zombie. So now that I'm in this room, just like with this power, I can do things in this room. So in this particular case, this is the objective Save the Stranded. So this could be either a person or a zombie. Let's see what it is. Let's see what it is. Ah! Zombie! So that initiates what's called an overrun. Whenever a zombie spawns in the space, then I will be damaged 1. So that's the end of my room. Now I do the search the store action, which is search the card that I have next to me that was dealt at the beginning. So then I would consult this symbol and see if it matched this symbol. So if it did match, that means I would add more zombies to every instance of this room, which means that they kind of smoked me out and more of them are showing up here. But that is not what happened. Instead, the blue showed up, which means that I would add zombies to each instance of blue, and there's 2 copies of every single symbol. So there's 1, and then you see these little arrows. A zombie would get added over here, and as well, it would get added over here. So there's numbers here. I know it's hard to see because the everything's so small, but take my word for it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Add the zombies, and this card becomes an item. So this is a backpack item, so I can have as many of these as I want. It would go on the side of the room. I would be able to pick it up on a later turn. I only saw it at this particular turn, but I could pick it up later. The power of the skateboard. On your turn, discard this card to use a move to go into any room. Woohoo! Hold on to that. I would deal another card to the athlete face down. Same thing's going to happen next round. And the timer, therefore, is ticking. All right, it is time for the photographer's turn. Let's get going. So we got 1. And so when I land here, I have a zombie in the adjacent room to me, and that is how shooting works. I can, once I move, shoot any zombie without having to roll that nasty damage dice and just take them out for the cost of 1 bullet. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go 2. So I can do the same thing. So I am going to shoot this zombie. I'm going to cost myself another thing right here, and that is another bullet expended. So then let's go ahead and show you the motorbike. I don't want to keep the people waiting. So the motorbike, it is a one-time action, and once you're on the motorbike, you can take 3 movements for free, including all of the killing that movement enables. So that's kind of the evocative sense of like, die, all you zombies. And also, because there are 0 zombies in the room, I am now free to pick up the skateboard for later use. So let's use these free moves. We got 1, 2. Going to go to this room. This room allows me to pick up this barricade. Barricades are great because once I go back to the courtyard, which is probably going to happen at some point, I get to dump these and increase my barricade rating, so it makes it a little bit more hardy, and it would get me another item because I need to gather items, weapons specifically, so this helps me do that. For my last move, it's going to be 3. I do the power, which is gain 1 ammo, which I'm going to add that to my objective. Also, the photographer's power, which is really super cool, very thematic. If you end your turn in a store with 2 zombies remaining, immediately gain 2 bullets. So they are dying to be where all the zombies at, take pictures, and they get rewards from it. I love that. So they are going to check this card, and it is an item, frequency. So it's going to do a thing, but first I check the color of the room. Color of the room does not match the color of the card that I pulled, so I add zombies to these other areas. That was a very poor place for you to be, runner, because I killed this one, it's going to spawn here, and it's going to do another overrun and do another damage to my runner. So there is the damage to my runner, and at the end of that turn, the motorcycle goes back for future use. All right, it is now the athlete's turn. So they are not going to use their jump ability. They said they're going to go 1, and they're going to shoot this zombie. That brings their gun down 1 bullet, but that lets me use the room. I don't know if I was clear about this, but you can only use room effects when the room is clear of zombies. So I shot him, and I found the bullet. That's the way to do it. So the next thing that happens, I'm going to move into this room, and I'm going to attempt to quarantine this zombie. The objective says that the zombie has to be alone in the room, which they are. So let's go ahead and take advantage of that. So I roll this die, and I keep rolling until I get one of these good symbols. I have to suffer all the effects of the bad symbol, so this could be really, really painful. See what happens. Nothing. Got him. So that could have been really deadly, but it was thankfully okay. And that means I can proceed 1 on this objective track. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move here and end my turn there. I can move to the other secret passage with 1 move, which is why I did that. Let's see what happens. It is an orange. Oh no! So I was hoping to avoid the spawn, but because the card matched the symbol, the card adds 2 zombies. There he is! Eat his brains! And because I got the zombie spawning in my space, I suffer another overrun and take another damage. The good news is that this card now drops in the room, so next turn I could pick it up if the room is clear. So it is a machete, and I think the athlete will go really well with the machete when they can pick it up. In addition to spawning 2 extra zombies here, here's the other orange. It spawns 2 extra zombies here, so I am a little bit afraid that I'm going to start getting flow into the barricade. So just as a rules thing, so when a card is full and only 1 zombie can be in a room at a time, it then flows into the middle. So then this would flow into here, and then it would start doing damage to my barricade. So this character is in a great position to start doing some damage here, but I'm gonna have to wait a turn for that. Photographer's turn, they got some work to do. They are going to move in here and try to, well, kill the zombie and see what happens to them. Nothing, that's great. And then they're gonna move in here and try to get that zombie. Ooh, no, 2 wounds. But I have a plan for this. I'll show you that in a second. Get out of here, zombie. So now the room is clear, I can pick up this card, which is immediately gain 1 bullet, then discard this card. Anytime you have a gain bullet effect, then I can add it to the objective. There we go, doing pretty good. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to go 3. We're going to pick up this cache of supplies as well. I can have both cache supplies on my card. So before my turn ends, I'm going to use a skateboard on my turn, discard the card to use a move to go into any room. Any room is going to be the sanctuary. So first things first, I get to heal 2. So that 2 damage that I took, bye-bye. Back to freshly undamaged. Second thing is I get to drop these off. What happens is I put them back in their spots to be retrieved later, but I get to add 2 supply to the barricades. So now they are at full, so I don't have to worry about the barricades for a little while. Last thing that happens is I get to pull from the supply deck. There's nothing but good things in here. A lot of the item meeples are in here. So let's go ahead and pull twice, and I get to keep these. I don't have to drop them or anything like that. So I get 2 items. I get a revolver and a grenade. All right, so it looks like I'm going to keep both of those. So the grenade is a one-time use when entering a store. Discard this card and kill all the zombies in the store. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. And the revolver, if you're overrun, you may immediately spend 1 bullet to kill the zombie and not take a wound. A little bit of short-range action. I will hold on to it. And here is the main draw of this edition of Tiny Epic. Isn't that cute? So I'm going to search the store, which is reveal that face down card. It is purple. So I'm in the center, so I couldn't have triggered that overrun or extra zombie effect. I just track where to put the zombie spawns. So I'm going to put 1 zombie spawn here. Ooh, that's looking pretty good. And right there. So when I do the search the store in the courtyard, I get to pick which area I get to leave this in. So one of these 4 adjacent places, and I'm going to put it here because that's exactly where my runner is headed. All right, the athlete's turn. They're going to begin by moving here, and they're going to use 1 bullet to shoot this zombie and do the same trick. It is an empty room. I get to gain 1. Fantastic. Then I'm going to move here and kill it, but roll the die. Ooh, overkill. That's what I like to see. And so I'm going to use that overkill to use another move and see if I can take this one out as well. That nothing happens to me. That's fantastic. So now that I am in this room, I can, at the end of that action, pick up the machete, and we are going to have a kick butt superstar. Look at that. Let's not waste that. Let's start clearing that out. Nothing happens. I really am mowing down zombies. I'm very aware of the scientist zombie power. I do not want extra spawns, so I've definitely leaned my game towards more of a lethal aspect. Let's go ahead and reveal what happens to me. Come on! Come on! I can't believe that. So first of all, they overrun me, and I take another damage. I was at 3, and I am now at 4. And this is but because they add 2 to a room, so the overflow goes here. And now they are going to flow into and towards my barracks. No! All right, because of those unfortunate spawns, we're going to have to take matters into our own hands. Right, photographer? Let's do it. So we are going to go 1, leave that alone. And then 2, we are going to use our grenade. Pow! When entering a store, discard this card and kill all the zombies in the store. Fabulous. So bye-bye, zombies. A hail of shrapnel coming out of that grenade. I do have to roll the melee dice to see if I get hurt. I get hurt 1, a acceptable sacrifice. So look at this fun stuff. There's another grenade here. Guess what I'm going to do? Got your back, brother. We are going to do that again. Discard a grenade. Get rid of all 3 of these zombies as well. The room is clear. I get to gain 1 bullet, which will go on my objective. Wow, fantastic. Well, let's see how much damage I take. I knew that was inevitable. So I bore the scars of that particular assault, but I think that was worth it. IMO. Now watch this be another orange. Come on! Come on! This is horrible. Oh no! Alright, so we are going to spawn a zombie right there. We're going to spawn a zombie right there, but that's why they got the revolver. If you're overrun, you may immediately spend 1 bullet to kill that zombie. So that is exactly what is happening right there. So I was able to beat back that one horde, but this horde is completely unchecked. Good thing that I put in some barricades. So they put down the barricades. My little survivors are going, no, leave me alone. It is the athlete's turn. They're going to move 1, and they are going to shoot this zombie, but do the same trick that I've been doing. They can use the room and gain 1, so they don't actually spend any ammo doing that. And this survivor has been hanging out here for a real long time, really scared, grenades blowing up all over the place. Finally, I have rescued the tiny little child. So the way that works is that now that I have rescued the child from purple, now I have to rescue the child from blue. So I shuffle these 2, and I do the same thing with the 2 blue rooms. So here we go. They go into the entranceway of the blue rooms. And I should have pointed this out. When I was in this bottom room over there, I actually did a switch. So I picked up the golf club because it has a little bit more killing power. If I roll that explosion symbol, then I can perform a range attack, which is extra killing. The machete was extra movement, but I like killing. Let's go ahead and go into this room. So we're going to set up for the continued rescuing of the peoples, and I take a wound. That sucks. So that brings me down to 5. I'm going to have to go back to the courtyard pretty soon. And there are items that are first aids, so sometimes the item might be a first aid. Let's see if this one's a first aid. It is! Wow, I didn't even do that on purpose. So we get some spawns in purple. So that's going to go down in the room. You know that the athlete's going to pick that up, and we have spawns right there and there. Not sure if you hear my wife singing in the background. Pretend that is just mall music that is playing. All right, so we're going to move 1 with the photographer. They are going to spend a bullet and shoot that character, that zombie right there. So this room is clear. So this says that I can take these 2. These are traps, and I could set them up in an adjacent room that is empty. So we're going to set that trap here to give that a little bit of protection right there. All right, more protection, more shooting. So we're going to go 2, killing that and getting my bullets way down. But then we're going to end our turn on the motorcycle. I have to shoot that character again. So I'm doing a lot of shooting. I don't know if that's a great idea, because that is the state of my character right now, but I'm going to try to rectify that. I've ended my turn, or ended my move here with the motorcycle. So, and it's a clear room, so I get to pick up the motorcycle. And I'm going to go 1, 2, pick up that for more supplies, and 3, which gets me 1 bullet. So I'm going to pick up. He sits right next to there. I can't believe that, but that's okay. I will put down the zombies and take care of those at a later turn. Unfortunately, my man is just SOL over here, so they get overrun again. And 2 more zombies are added to that room. Nothing I can do about that. All right, my athlete is really hurting and surrounded. So as bold as I've been playing, I'm going to have to retreat a little bit. So we're going to move over here and roll the die, see what happens. Hey, I got my favorite symbol. So the golf club action is that I can use that as a range attack. So in the same action, I could use an ammo, which I guess is a golf ball, and take out a zombie. So that mattered because I was going to go back home. But I can see what is behind here and hope and pray that it is the survivor and not a zombie. If I get this zombie. Am I brave enough? Let's do it. That is super fun. And remember, that was the free move from getting this, so I still have 2 moves left after this one. A 2 wound will kill me, a 1 wound will not. I am almost dead, but it is worth it because this is the child. I did not do that on purpose. I also wanted this first aid. I can finally get the first aid. So I'm going to heal 2 and discard that. So I really took a gamble, but it definitely paid off. Fantastic. So I gain that one, and now I spawn the 2 objectives in orange places. So I'm going to come here, and I'm going to shoot this zombie. So there you go. That is the current state of my health and bullets, which, as you can see, not that great. And move into this last space, so I should be a little bit protected from what goes on here in purple. And the card is blue, so we're going to get some blue spawns. There. And I'll put that back. Ordinarily there, but I got my revolver. I get to use one bullet to fend it off. But as you can see, the photographer is struggling a little bit as well. The photographer is going to get their butt out of there. So they're going to move here. They're going to gain 1 ammo, and they're actually going to gain it. And I'll put it on the objective. And 2, 3, they're going to end in this middle area. So that means I take this card and put it on one of the 4, but check it first. Oh no! Zombie! Place 1 additional zombie into this store and discard this card. So I would pick a store to put a zombie in since I'm in the middle, but it didn't get me anything. No! Let's go ahead and put that there and also do the spawns for blue. So the athlete's going to have a simple turn. They started in a wall card without a zombie, so they're going to move 2 into the bunker immediately, and they're going to heal. Oh! Oh! That is exactly what they needed. They're going to pop right back out to this area, and they are going to acquire this card, immediately gain 2 bullets. So this is the heal. This is the bullets. About time. We are much better equipped to get going. The card is the shotgun. You may perform a range attack even in a zombie in your same room. That might be nice if I get my ammo in a good spot. And I get some green spawns right there and right there. Back to the photographer. They are going to go here and they are going to drop off their supplies. That goes back to the 1 space over here. And they are going to draw from the supply deck. This is all good stuff. Submachine gun. So if you perform a range attack, you spend 2 bullets to kill 2 zombies. I'm trying to save bullets, not spend them. So I'm going to instead donate this to the assemble an arsenal objective. Definitely slowed down on my rate of acquiring ammo, but I'll pick that up in a little bit. And I got 1 weapon towards the arsenal. I'm going to do something maybe a little bit silly, but why not? 1, 2. The photographer ended their turn. They're going to snap some pictures of some zombies. But when they end their turn in a room with zombies, they get to add 2 bullets. So going into the center helped me heal 2, and ending with the zombie helped me get 2 bullets. I'm feeling much better about my team. Let's go! All right, so this is really funny and really thematic. So the green showed up, which means that there would be 2 zombie spawns in green, but they have that revolver. They could spend a bullet to get rid of whatever that is and not get a wound. So that 2 bullets that I got, I'm going to go pow, pow, and the 2 zombies that would have showed up are blown to smithereens instead. Fun, fun, fun. Unfortunately, this is a little bit less defended, and so I get 1 zombie and 1 damaged barricade. All right, athlete's turn. I have 11 cards left in this deck out of 24, so I am past the mid-game, making okay progress, but I really got to step it up and focus on the objective now. So the athlete is starting in an area without a zombie, so they're going to jump 2, and they're going to check this token to see if it is a zombie or a child. It is a child. Fantastic. So I have made progress on this objective. There is 1 more stranded child, and they are somewhere in green. I also swapped the machete for the golf club. The machete gives me a little bit more movement, which I need to prioritize now. And I'm going to dump the machete for that objective. Let's go ahead and move here. My bullets are full. I gain 1. So I get to advance this objective. Fantastic. And I'm going to end my turn here. This is the second bomb that I get to set, and I'm going to set it right there. I pull my Search the Room card. It is purple. So an axe and a golf club, 2 melee weapons. I don't know if I love that right there. And I also get some zombies in purple. Pretty funny how all the melee weapons ended up on one side and the ranged weapons in another. Funny as in I'm not amused, but what are you going to do? So we're going to move over here and we're going to kill this zombie just straight up. That cost me a wound, but that's okay. And we are going to quarantine this zombie. I haven't attended to that objective at all, but I need to do it. Let's see. Come on, let me get an early green. That's 1 wound. Yay, I managed to escape that with only 1 wound. And we go ahead and move that. I have 2 out of 5 of those done. I get to pick that up, so that is going to be another item for the cache. And also, I get to check this. Let's see. Come on. Be the last survivor. Ah, no! Oops. That overrun cost me another wound. And my last move is going to be into there. Let's see if I am successful. Whoa! That is a success. And I can move. Do I want to move? Yes, I want to move. Let's go over here a little bit closer to home. See what happens there. Nothing. All right. Let's see what happens. That they show up in blue. So the item gets dropped right there. And we have 2 more zombies in blue. They are coming. But at the very least, the photographer is getting her beautiful shots. All right, it is the athlete's turn, and I see 2 zombies that are ripe for quarantining. So let's go ahead and go over here for one and roll some dice. I take 1 wound from that, and I do trap them. So that is pretty cool. Let's go over here and do the same thing. 2 wounds. 2 wounds. Oh, no! Oh! So that was 1 wound, and that was 2 consecutive 2 wound rolls. Another wound would knock me out, which is horrendous. So that was really painful, and the objective says that I have to keep rolling. Once I have them in my clutches, this is a death battle. So let's see if I could get away with quarantining this thing before I die. I can't believe I'm doing this. So, of course, my athlete goes down. I went down. I suffered 6 wounds at the hands of this beast over there. And the athlete has died. I get to show you what happens when characters perish. So, first of all, they drop the machete in the room. They're no longer interested. Second of all, they flip to this side. And normally in the competitive game, this would get taken by the zombie player. They'd have access to extra powers. This particular case, that I think that I just add this, and this is a second global condition for the area. When you add zombies to a store without zombies, skip the entrance unless there's a player in it. So they are going to be athletic zombies that skip past and get to the barricade a lot quicker. So the survivors, they are usually just useless mouth to feed, but one of them realizes that the area is in trouble, so they wake up and they become another player character. So the new character is the pop star. Their power is if you roll a whatever the symbol is, the green thing, during a melee attack, you may move up to 2 rooms away instead of only 1. So they have a little bit more mobility, which to get to these areas, I might really need that. They come back fresh, but they have no items to start. I did at least complete 1 objective. Oh, no. Let's go ahead and check this one out. Zombie, no. Place an additional zombie in the store and discard this card. So since I'm technically in the middle, that's going to be a card over there. And they spawned in green. So green is going to get a zombie and also suffer the consequences of showing up near the revolver wielding character. So boom. All right, so time is ticking. Fortune favors the brave, all that chat. So we're going to go 1 and try to melee a zombie. Nothing happens. Get out of here. And now we are going to try to do the thing that the other character couldn't do, quarantine a zombie. Please. Come on, please. Yes! That should not have been so hard. And we are at the final objective token. That is the final child. Save the Stranded has been accomplished 1 out of 3 objectives. And I'm able to get this one, use it immediately, and gain 2 ammo, and discard this card. I'm going to gain the 2 ammo. That puts me at 9 total. My last move is going to be here to gain 1, and that 1 will be another objective. Boom! Explosion. Choose 1 weapon or item you're carrying, remove it from the game, or else take 1 wound. My wounds are much less valuable than this weapon. It's the 1 weapon I've consistently used. Not losing that. Then discard this card, and also some spawns in orange. Did a pretty good job of clearing out orange, so feeling pretty good about that. All right, the pop star is going to do their best. They're going to go one to the outer courtyard, 2, 3. We're going to shoot this character and do the thing that I've been doing. Spend 1 and gain 1. Also, they're going to claim this axe and they're going to deliver it in the middle because we need to get that going. If that doesn't scream zombie movie, pop star wielding a giant axe, I don't know what does. And if this doesn't scream zombie movie, a new character getting immediately assaulted, I don't know what does either. All right, so we thought we were safe, but we are going to get overrun by 1. Ah! This is fun, though. We are going to add 1, but then boom! They're going to fall into the trap. My barricade is safe for now. All right, let's see if we could do this a little bit intelligently. So we're going to go in here. We're going to shoot 1, but we're going to go right back here for 2 and get that bullet back. And we're going to end in this room. So I get 2 bullets from being in a room with 2 areas. This is a cool ability that would get me an extra move next turn. But again, you can only activate that stuff if there are no zombies in the room, which is not true. But the photographer is able to take crazy pictures and they're full on ammo. So instead of that, they are going to put the ammo in the cache. Wow. I love the photographer. I'm going to use her every time. See what happens to our intrepid photographer. They get a orange proc, but they also get the frequency. So more bullets. Wow, 3 bullets. I didn't even know that was there. Fantastic. And they skip over our pop star over there, but they mass towards the barricade. I only have 4 cards left in the deck, including the 2 that have been dealt out to the character. So I really need to get this moving. So let's go over here and try to take this one out. Nothing happens. Great. Now, the last quarantine zombie. The last time this happened, the athlete died. So let's see if I have a similar thing. No, I got it on the first roll. I have completed the second objective. And the pop star screams out, "You killed my friend! You take that! That's what you get! Ow!" And then they're going to move towards the safety of the sanctuary because after that outburst, they're like, oh God, there's still zombies here. I love this game. And oh, by the way, they have a range slot open, so they are going to equip the shotgun. Boom. They pull a card. It is purple and an explosion. Same thing. Choose a weapon or item that I'm carrying and remove it, or take a wound. I will take the wound. I am fine with that. She just got here. She doesn't care. But zombies are streaming into purple. So her little outburst seemed to have attracted the wrong kind of attention. That's what you get for opening your mouth. I have pretty much reached the end game over here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to heal 2. And I haven't had to do this, but this is something that you could do according to the objective. I'm going to spend all of this ammo. So we're going to go from 9 to 3, 6 ammo spent. So 6 ammo spent means I go from 8 to 13. I have dropped off 3 ammo. I'm also dropping off my revolver to get to 2 items in the arsenal. So of course the game has to go out swinging. That's a grenade. That's good, but that's a purple. That's bad. So I am not anywhere, so I don't get the extra spawn. However, the character would be overrun. Now, I have no zombies left in the pile. You see so many zombies on the board. I have nothing left in reserve to place. So when that happens, one character is going to take a wound. That is called bleeding out, and the pop star, for all of her mouthiness, she is not feeling it. But because I am near the end of the game, they're able to move back into the center. They're able to donate the shotgun to the objective pile, and I have finished all 3 objectives. I have won my game of Tiny Epic Zombies. This game is just super fun. There's so many little thematic moments. You could tell that Scott Almes, the designer, the production team, are big fans of these types of movies. So they've done a lot to recreate those moments. Turning over the token, seeing if it's a zombie, gearing up, and normal people having these crazy weapons. So that creates a lot of moments. The feeling of suffocating zombies. I think the biggest criticism of the game is that it's very cramped. I mean, Tiny Epic games are always cramped. I think this one in particular, you feel it a little bit. I mean, the wording is very small, and the rooms could be a little bit hard to negotiate. So make sure that you know that going in. If you are able to overcome that barrier, I think there's a lot of fun to be had in Tiny Epic Zombies. I've demonstrated the cooperative game, as I said in the beginning. There is a one versus many mode, a competitive mode, and other modes to explore in this game. This is the One Stop Co-op Shop, and I am Jason, reminding you that we will see you at the next stop.